If you own a small plot of land, whether it's a backyard, a side lot, or a dedicated micro farm, you need to stop thinking like a commodity farmer. The agricultural industry is obsessed with yield per acre. You hear farmers talking about 200 bushels of corn per acre or huge tonnage of soybeans. But if you are working with less than an acre, those metrics are completely useless to you. The only number that matters to a modern micro farmer is revenue per square foot. Most of us are sitting on 4,000 or 5,000 square feet of lawn. We treat it as a liability. We mow it, we water it, we pay property taxes on it, and in return, it gives us absolutely zero financial yield. In economic terms, that is a non-performing asset. It is wasted potential. Today, we are going to build a comprehensive financial and agronomic model for a plot of exactly 0.10 acres. That is roughly 4,356 square feet, about the size of a standard suburban backyard. We aren't planting lettuce or tomatoes. Those are perishable commodities. They spoil in days, require refrigeration, and force you to panic sell before they rot. Instead, we are auditing a specific asset class, hardneck garlic. Specifically, the music variety. Why this crop? Because it is shelf-stable, high value, and mathematically predictable. Unlike a tomato plant that produces fruit continuously and unpredictably, a garlic clove produces exactly one bulb. This allows us to model our revenue with extreme precision. According to enterprise budgets based on Rutgers and Penn State Extension data, a well-managed tenth of an acre has the potential to generate a gross revenue of $12,000. But farming is not about top-line revenue. It is about margins, labor, and risk management. In this video, we are going to perform a forensic audit of this business model. We will break down the massive seed cost barrier, the labor reality check, it's higher than you think, and the seed rollover strategy that allows you to turn a high-cost startup into a low-cost cash flow machine. Section 1. The Agronomy of Profit. Let's start with the asset itself. We are focusing on hardneck garlic, Allium sativum ophioscorodon, specifically the music cultivar. Why music? It is the industry standard for cold climates in North America. It produces very large cloves, has a porcelain white skin, and crucially, it is incredibly winter hardy. But economically, we choose it for two reasons. First, flavor profile. Music has a high content of allicin and essential oils. This distinguishes it from the bland, soft-neck garlic imported from overseas, allowing for premium pricing. Second, the double harvest. Hardneck garlic is unique because it pays you twice. In the spring, the plant sends up a flower stalk called a scape. You must remove this to force energy into the bulb, but you don't throw it away. Scapes are a culinary delicacy that sell for $3 to $8 per bunch. This early cash flow provides operating capital months before your main harvest. Now let's look at the planting density. This is where the revenue per square foot metric shines. Extension guides recommend planting cloves 6 inches apart in the row, with rows spaced 18 to 24 inches apart. On our 0.10 acre model plot, this density allows us to plant approximately 8,000 to 10,000 cloves. Every single one of those cloves is a potential unit of inventory. In commodity agriculture, you plant acres to get volume. In microfarming, you plant inches to get density. Section 2. The seed cost barrier. This is where the YouTube hype meets reality. You will see videos claiming you can turn $200 into $2,000 overnight. Mathematically, that is impossible in your first year. The biggest barrier to entry in garlic farming is seed cost. You cannot plant garlic from the grocery store. It is often treated with growth inhibitors and carries diseases. You need certified, disease-free seed stock. According to 2025/2026 market reports, high-quality music seed garlic is trading between $20 and $30 per pound, with $24 per pound being a realistic average. Let's run the numbers for our 0.10 acre plot. To plant this density, we need approximately 160 pounds of seed garlic. 160 pounds multiplied by $24 per pound equals an upfront capital requirement of $3,840. That is nearly $4,000 buried in the ground before you have sold a single bulb. This sticker shock frightens many new growers away, but you have to view this as buying an appreciating asset, not just an expense. Now we calculate the yield. A well-managed crop of music garlic typically has a yield ratio of 1 to 5. That means for every 1 pound you plant, you harvest 5 pounds of cured, marketable bulbs. So our 160 pounds of seed turns into 800 pounds of harvest. If we sell that harvest directly to consumers at a premium price of $15 per pound, our gross revenue is $12,000. $12,000 revenue minus $3,840 in seed leaves us with $8,160. That looks like a healthy margin, but we have not audited the hidden costs yet. Section 3. The hidden costs audit. Many aspiring farmers fail because they ignore the operational overhead. Let's break down the 3 biggest hidden costs found in agricultural enterprise budgets. Soil amendments and mulch. Garlic is a heavy feeder. It requires significant nitrogen. You cannot just push a clove into dead suburban dirt and expect a premium bulb. You need compost, organic fertilizers like blood meal or feather meal, and straw mulch. Straw is critical. It suppresses weeds and insulates the soil through winter. For 1/10 of an acre, you should budget approximately $400 for high-quality compost, fertility amendments, and straw. Infrastructure and curing. This is the silent killer of profits. When garlic comes out of the ground, it is wet. If you throw it in a box, it will rot within weeks. It requires curing, a process of drying down the bulb for 2 to 3 weeks in a well-ventilated area. You need racks, fans, and electricity to keep air moving. For a micro operation, budget around $200 for your share of electricity and basic curing infrastructure. Labor, the sweat equity. This is the most underestimated cost. According to Penn State Extension, garlic production requires approximately 190 labor hours per acre. Scaled down to our 0.10 acre plot, that is 19 hours of intense focus. Don't be fooled by the low number. That labor is not evenly distributed. Planting is fast, maybe 2 to 3 hours. The bulk of that time, over 60%, is spent on harvesting, cleaning, and curing. Pulling 8,000 bulbs, trimming the roots, cutting the necks, and cleaning the dirt off is tedious manual labor. If you value your time at $20 an hour, that is an imputed labor cost of $380. So, when we subtract the amendments, $400, curing, $200, and labor, $380, from our previous subtotal, our net profit for year 1 settles around $7,000. That is a solid return for a side hustle, but there is a way to double that margin in year 2. Section 4, Risk Analysis. The 3 killers. Before we get to the profit multipliers, we must address the risks. In agriculture, nature is always trying to kill your margins. For garlic, there are 3 primary financial threats. Threat number 1, shrinkage. Shrinkage refers to the weight loss that happens during curing. Freshly dug garlic is heavy with water. During the curing process, it loses 10% to 25% of its weight. If you harvest 1,000 pounds of fresh garlic, you may only have 800 pounds of sellable product. Novice growers often calculate their revenue based on field weight, not cured weight. Our model accounts for this, but you must plan for it. Threat number 2, disease, white rot, and nematodes. White rot, Sclerotium cepivorum, is a fungus that destroys the bulb and renders the soil unusable for alliums for decades. Stem and bulb nematodes are microscopic pests that rot the garlic from the inside out. This is why we paid $24 per pound for certified seed in the beginning. Buying cheap, uncertified seed is not a savings, it is a gamble with your land's future. Threat number 3, storage failure. If your curing setup is too humid, mold will strike. Post-harvest rot can wipe out 15 to 20% of your crop after you have already done all the work. Proper airflow is not optional. It is your insurance policy. Section 5. the seed rollover. Strategy. Now, let's talk about how to maximize profit. In year one, your production cost per pound is high, around $6.40 per pound, primarily because you paid that massive $3,800 seed bill. But here is the secret of the seed rollover. In year two, you do not buy seed. You take your best 160 pounds of garlic from your own harvest and replant it. You are rolling over your inventory. By using your own seed, your cash outlay for seed drops to zero, minus the opportunity cost of not selling it. Your production cost per pound plummets from $6.40 down to roughly $1.25 per pound. You are essentially printing your own inventory. This is when the business model shifts from covering costs to generating serious cash flow. This compounding effect is why multi-generational farms stay in business. Section 6. Marketing the premium. Finally, how do we justify selling garlic for $12 to $15 a pound when the grocery store sells it for $2? You are not selling a commodity, you are selling a specialized ingredient. Freshness and health. Imported garlic is often harvested months ago and cold stored. Local, fresh-cured garlic has significantly higher bioavailability of compounds like allicin. Health-conscious consumers pay for this potency. Culinary superiority. Chefs and foodies know that 1 clove of music garlic has the flavor power of 3 cloves of generic soft-neck garlic. Value-added products. Don't forget the ugly bulbs. Bulbs that are too small or damaged to sell as premium heads can be dehydrated into garlic powder or fermented into black garlic. Black garlic, garlic aged at high humidity and low heat, is a gourmet superfood that sells for significantly higher margins than raw garlic. It turns your waste into your highest value product. Conclusion: farming 0.10 acres won't make you a millionaire. But unlike a lawn, which consumes cash, a high-density garlic plot generates it. By controlling your seed costs, managing labor, and leveraging the double harvest of scapes and bulbs, you can turn a liability into a performing asset. Start small. Focus on soil health, and remember, revenue per square foot is the only metric that counts. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel and comment music if you want the full breakdown of the music variety planting schedule. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.